What is up guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'll be doing a rank 30 Leon guide. I'll tell you the best build for Leon, the best maps for Leon, and the mistakes I made while I was grinding Leon, so get ready and enjoy the video. Alright, so let's start with Leon's build. Now, both of Leon's gadget and star power are really good, and I'll be telling you which gadget and star power I think you should go for a specific map, because that map requires a specific build that I think is more better. But right now I'll tell you what I think is his better star power and gadget overall. Alright, first let's start with which gadget I think is better for Leon overall. And the gadget I think that is better for Leon overall is Lollipop Drop, as it is really good for free and solo showdown, because some maps can be just really good for that gadget. You can also use that gadget to protect you from snipers. For example, if a Piper tries to hit you, you can use that gadget instead and get hit by the gadget and not yourself. Also, that gadget is basically Leon having a free super in an area, so it's really good. Now let's go into which star power I think is better for Leon. And I think Leon's better star power is the one that heals him for 1000 HP, or it's probably right now more because they did buff it a bit. Overall, that star power can just save you and you can just run away and heal yourself, which is really good. Even if you're like going against a 2v3 or something, or 1v3, then you can just easily super, heal up, and just go back into battle, which is really good. Alright, before I tell you the build which I used for my strategy, I will tell you which gears are good for Leon overall. Now, this is a bit of a hard one because it really depends on which map you play. So if the map you play has a lot of bushes, then I would suggest going with a speed gear. If you do use a lot of gadgets, I do suggest the +1 gadget gear. But if you're not doing any of those, and if there's no bushes and you don't really use your gadgets, then you should go damage and shield gear. I just remembered that Leon has a legendary gear, so you can also go that if you really want to. It would help you a bit, but I don't think it's gonna help you that much. But they did buff it by another second, so now you are invisible for 2 seconds longer. So if you think that's gonna help you out, just go with that gear too. Alright, so now that we're done with that, I'll tell you which build I used for a specific map, which I will tell later on. So this is the build I used for Leon on the specific map, and it is because this build is just super good. Now, the reason you want to go the speed star power is so you can catch up to your enemies faster and try to get a kill even faster and try to get kills as fast as possible. Now, the other reason you want to go the other gadget is, so first of all, you can check bushes with that gadget, and secondly, so you can take more hits from enemies. And what I mean by that is that if you use Leon's Lollipop gadget, then you can only take about 1 hit from Fangs. But if you do take the other gadget, then you can take about 2 hits from Fangs. So, do you need Leon's Hypercharge to grind him to rank 30? And my answer would be no, but if you are using the strategy I'm using, it can be really helpful to have that Hypercharge. And this is also where Leon's legendary Hypercharge can be a really big profit with this Hypercharge. So if you do have the Hypercharge or plan on getting it, then you should also get that legendary gear. And also, by the way, I didn't even have Leon's Hypercharge at the beginning, so I was grinding Leon without his Hypercharge. But I just kept on winning, and I'm like, let me just buy it since I am winning a lot, and let me just try to get that rank 30 Leon. So yeah, now that we're done with that, let's go into which map I think is the best for Leon. And starting now from now on, I'll be telling you tips and tricks on how to grind Leon in Hunters, and that is the mode which I grinded him in, because I don't really have any experience on grinding him in other modes, so I can only really tell you what I used for Hunters. Alright, so the best map for Hunters is this one, and why I'm recommending this one, it is because other Hunter maps, I don't think it's gonna really work with Leon, as Pipers are on the other maps, and also Nannies and like bees, so it'll be really hard to just try and get to them. And this map is really closed off, and there are a lot of bushes that you can hide in, and it's just really good overall. Alright, so I am going to change it up a bit from my other guide videos. So right now we're going to be starting with which strat I think is the best to use for this map, rather than going with the tips and tricks for Leon, as I'll be going through tips and tricks for Leon later on in this video. Alright, so starting off the match, you already have to be locked in because there are two different locations where you'll spawn in, and you'll understand what I mean by that in a second. Actually, now that I thought of it, there are kind of like free locations, so I'll tell you each location and how to act on each of them. Alright, so there are going to be two scenarios which you'll end up with at the start of the match. The first one, you are either going to be in a 1v1, or the second one, you're going to spawn in the middle, or really close to the middle is what I mean. And what you want to do if you spawn really close to the middle is just go to the middle and wait. And usually you can just third party or just wait until someone tries to go to the bush and kill them. Anyways, spawning in this location won't be that much as it is a lower chance to spawn in there since there are only two spawn locations on there. A more likely thing to happen is you going to have to 1v1 a brawler, which is great for you because Leon counters a lot of brawlers. Now, there are two areas where you'll spawn for the 1v1. The first one is spawning beside bushes, which is the best thing that can happen. If you spawn here, you're lucky because you instantly have a bigger advantage for the 1v1, as the other person that spawns on the other side will have to break the walls or whatever, the breakable walls, and they already wasted one ammo. And if they're not smart, they'll just go straight to you and you can just kill them easily. Now, if you spawn in this location, what you want to do is go to the bushes and camp there and go to either sides. I would suggest going to this side, but if you want, you can also try going for the other side, as the enemy will think you're either in the middle or something like that. And if you do this, just wait for the enemy to come closer, activate your gadget and just kill them. It really depends because some brawlers can pierce like M's, so you do have to be careful, and you do have to look at which enemy spawns, so keep in mind that. So if you're distracted, make sure you're not distracted. Now, if you spawn beside the, let me just call them cones because I called them unbreakable walls before, I'll call them cones from now on. So if you spawn there, what you want to do is first destroy them a bit, so you may waste 1 or 2 ammo. And the thing is, you want to stay in your spot or even go a little bit back. You don't want to start rushing to the bush, as they will easily kill you because you don't have ammo. Now, when you get ammo, you want to activate your gadget so you know where the enemy is. And when you spawn that gadget, you want to start going with the gadget to the enemy. Now, this gives you a chance to easily kill the enemy. If you didn't kill the enemy, then don't worry. Now, you are closer to getting your super, and it is a lot easier to kill brawlers when you have your super almost ready. And plus, if you have the hypercharge, then you are closer to your hypercharge and it'll be a lot easier to kill brawlers. Alright, so if you spawn where you're going to have to be having a 1v1 and you finally kill the brawler, now there's two things you can do. If you think someone else is gonna spawn or someone is starting to spawn, then you just stay in that bush and wait for them to respawn, and then you just kill them. So the other option is to go to the middle and try to get kills there. So it's really up to you guys, and basically what you're gonna do is just repeat the cycle. But I would suggest going to the middle unless you have like one more kill that you need. So just wait in the bush and wait for the brawler to spawn, or if you think you don't have time, just try to go to the middle and kill someone from there. Now the same strategy applies to when you spawn in the middle. If you die, then you just want to go either to the middle again or just wait where you spawned at, which I mean is in the bushes. And it's really up to you, but I do suggest only waiting there if someone spawns. Again, if you see someone spawning or if someone is there, then yeah, just go ahead and wait. Also, what I mean by middle is going to the bushes, not to the actual middle where the healing pad is. Alright, now that we're done with that, let's go into the tips and tricks for Leon. So, starting off, you're going to be seeing a lot of things on that map, and it is super easy to counter them. So, if they do have their super, just either try to get your super or run away from them. But if they don't, it is super easy to kill them. All you have to do is make sure your health is at full or close to full, and when your health is at full or close to full, activate that gadget. After you activate that gadget, go to them, and it's an easy kill even if they stun you. But don't go in front of your clone, make sure you go behind your clone a bit. Another thing to do is to always check the bushes, because sometimes I do forget that when I was playing this mode, and then some random Shelly with a super just supers me. So do check the bushes when you do respawn, and it is really important. That spawning time can really deduct either you get a kill or you get no kills. Now, a problem in Hunters, in my opinion, is that you can get your kills stolen a lot, and what I mean a lot is like you almost finish them and they're like 100 HP and someone out of nowhere will just come up and kill them, which is really annoying. So if you see someone third partying, make sure they waste their ammo first and then you get that kill, so you do not lose the match and lose that kill. Another thing you want to do is usually you want to aim instead of auto aim. Only auto aim if you think you're close enough to the enemy where all your bullets are going to hit the enemy. But if you do not think that it's not going to hit the enemy, then make sure to aim instead. Also, another thing is that if you want your shots to be more straight, then go to the left side, which I mean by that is to move left. Now, if you want your bullets to be more of like a shotgun, then move to the right. What I mean by shotgun, I don't mean more damage, I mean spread out. Now, this is also the reason why I said you should aim your shots, is so you can get more shots hit. Another thing I would recommend is to not waste your super to get away from brawlers. I would only suggest it for you to keep it, because if you do respawn, then you can just have full health and try to kill a brawler, rather than just trying to run away and get no kills at all. Now, I'm referring to hunters. If you are playing other modes like Solo Showdown or Free, then you should use your super to run away if you have to. Like, don't listen to what I just said, I'm kind of saying it for hunters. Now, if you're playing hunters and you got your Hypercharge, do not go and waste it straight away. What you want to do is wait to see if there's a battle happening and you kind of want a third party, so you activate that Hypercharge and your super and then you go to them, instead of just like wasting it, and if you don't see any enemies then you just lose it. An exception that I would do is if I do spawn and I just need like one kill, so I would just go to the bushes, then activate it and just go try to find a brawler to get that one kill, because you don't really have much time to waste when you are one kill away. Another thing is, if you do activate Leon's super in front of the enemy, you want to go in like a loop instead of going straight in the middle, because if you go straight in the middle, that's where the enemy will think you're going, so they will just start shooting everywhere. And it is also sometimes good to just wait, like go back and wait until they stop shooting, they think your super is done, and then go to them. So keep that in mind. Alright, now that we're done with that, let's go into the combo I think you should be using when playing Leon. And the combo that I think you should be using while playing Leon is to first activate his gadget. Then you just want to go behind the gadget and use your attacks. And that is basically what you're going to basically do mostly for Leon, especially in Hunters. And yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. I really appreciate it. If you think this video helped you out, then consider leaving a like. Otherwise, have a good day and bye bye.